Hey guys, Dynasty Warrior 6 here with CammanJasons.
Hey guys.
Hey, say something. We are doing our own. This is kind of a homage video in a sense to Metal Jesus Rock's recent video that caused a lot of upstir, but we know why it caused upstir, but we're not addressing that. What we're doing is we're doing our own because I actually like the idea of personal top 5 PlayStation 1 games. So we're doing our own top 5 PlayStation 1 games. There will be honorable mentions towards the end of the video as well, so definitely stay tuned for that. Now these are personal choices. It's not like what the title said in his about top 10 PS1 games. This is about our personal lists that we each chose 5 games, kind of the same scenario he used with Brittany, whatever her name is. And we just decided on our own. So these, some of these games are really popular, some are not. Some are that you might not agree with our personal list of what we deem top 5 for our personal selves. But once again,
it is our personal list.
Yeah, this is our list. This is not your list. Your list is going to be completely different. Though I will say one thing: this will not include a Tetris game. I'm just saying it. I didn't agree with that one. But anyways, I'm starting it off. So my first game, number 1, or not number 1, but number 10, 5, whatever it is on this list.
However you want to look at this.
Yeah. It is one of my favorite RPGs made by Konami. It is Vandal Hearts 1 on PS1. This game is astounding. The music is good. The characters are well done. This is, if you are a Final Fantasy Tactics fan and you have not played this game, you definitely need to play this game. It is a lot like Tactics, except the characters, each character is its own individual. The music's good. Konami made this. Same guys who made Castlevania. It's just a great game. So if you get a chance, check this out. So
number 5 on my list would be Silent Hill. I remember when this game first came out. Music was creepy as hell. A lot of puzzles in the game. A lot of challenges. If you haven't played it, I recommend picking it up, giving it a try.
I thought we agreed no puzzle games.
It has puzzles within it.
I thought we agreed no puzzle games. Anyways, okay, so this one is not my favorite. This is number 4 on my personal list. But the issue is, I'm not a big fan of the second one. I'm more of a fan of the first one. But I loaned the first one to a friend, so I'm just going to do the second one. But in reality, it's the first one. RMS Heroes 1. I have 2, and 2 is good. I'm not knocking 2. 2 is very well done. It's a really funny game. The Sarge is by far, his voice actor is by far one of the funniest guys I've ever heard in video gaming. The game is hilarious. The first one and the second one are both funny. You get a chance, play either one. Play the first one, of course, but RMS Heroes 1 is my favorite. Number 4, but number 2, I had to do number 2 just to give that. So this game, RMS Heroes series, I am so sad 3DO went out of business. But that's number 4 on my personal list.
Okay, my number 4. Back when Capcom actually knew what they were doing.
Oh yeah.
Breath of Fire 3. This game is so amazing. It has great music. Graphics for its time was really well done. What more can I say? I mean, it's such a great RPG. Like I said at the beginning, Capcom sucks now and they can't do anything, right? So that's my number 4.
Yeah, they just do remakes of Resident Evil 4 for some strange reason. That's impressive. Anyways, so next up for me is a Squaresoft title, kind of like Metal Jesus' title. This is an unknown Squaresoft title a little bit. It kind of flew under the radar. It's a great game. It's got great voice actors in it. A lot of I could try to name all of them, but let's just we're not going to do that. But Bushido Blade 2 on PS1, Black Label, of course. Bushido Blade 2 though is amazing. It's a Soul Calibur-ish game. I use that term very loosely, but it's a good fighting game. You choose a sword. Every character's got uniqueness to certain swords and weapons. Really well done game. I wish they would have made the third one. I wish Squaresoft had not had the falling out with, I forget the company's name. Oh gosh. Oh man, I forget. It's like Lightwing or something like that. I forget exactly. But this game is so good. If you have not played this game, this is definitely my number 3. Try it out. Oh my gosh. Really well done game. And great intro. Awesome intro. Watch the intro online on YouTube. Holy crap. That's astounding. But that's my number 3.
Okay, my number 3 also comes from Squaresoft. I wasn't sure when this game first came out, and so I picked it up and gave it a try, and it's a grid-based RPG game, and it's Final Fantasy Tactics. it has cameos from other Final Fantasy games. Cloud, Sephiroth's in it. Just so many characters, different classes. I mean, this game definitely takes some grinding and time. So it's my top 3 of probably all time on the PlayStation.
Man, that's a tough game.
A lot of time went into this one.
That game's so hard. Sometimes if you lose one character, I remember if you lost one character and that character was important, you were fucked. It was just like that's just easy way. There's no easy way of
You
saying
have
it.
to go buy a new guy.
Yeah, retrain.
Retrain for hours on end.
That was horrible. So my number 2 game is, of course, a huge classic. I personally would wish that the 3rd game would have come out. They canceled it last year, as well as this is Capcom as well again before they became crap. And it is Mega Man Legends 1. Not 2, Mega Man Legends 1. I love Mega Man Legends 1. I think this game is so cool. It's definitely showing its age with graphics, but it's got references to Resident Evil. It's got references to other Mega Man games. It's got references to Mega Man himself. It's got, like, not just himself, but like other Mega Mans. It's got side quests, side missions, funny characters to interact with. The voice acting is a little hokey and pokey, but it's freaking funny. Tron Bon is hilarious. Diesel Tron or Bon or whatever his name is, he's funny. They're all such funny characters. The game is literally just jam-packed full of fun. There's tons of little side quest missions, and you can help build this clubhouse on this one area. It's just tons of stuff. This game is so good. If you have not played this game, give it a try. I promise you, even if you have to, it's not exactly a cheap game, but it's worth it. I personally recommend this game very strongly. So please, if you get the chance and you have not played this Mega Man game, play this Mega Man game. Play the first one. The second one I heard I want it, but I heard it's not as good as the first one. But give the first one a try. I promise you, I personally would promise you, I think you would enjoy it with all the references to other Capcom games. But that's it. That's number 2 for me.
Okay, my number 2, I was really young when this game came out. I saw the trailer up in Fifth Avenue Mall, Anchorage, Alaska. I was so fucking stoked for it. It's done by Capcom, back when they actually knew what they were doing once again. And that's Resident Evil 2. I had so many nights of just staying up so late playing this. There's a lot of like side things you can do. I've unlocked all the special type things like Tofu and all the different alternative suits. You play as, of course, Leon and what is it, Jill?
Claire.
I get them confused.
Yeah.
But a lot of time went into this. If you haven't played it and you want to get started in survival horror games, give it a try. I highly recommend it.
So, Resident Evil 2 is always good. Definitely stay tuned for our honorable mentions as well. I know we'll probably have another Resident Evil game on there. But, number 1 for me, and I think it's probably the most obvious thing, I think if you guys have watched my channel for a while, this is a really good game, and it's Final Fantasy IX. Now, I know Britt actually, funny enough, talked about this game, and this was the number 1 in their list, and this is my number 1 personal. This is it. This game, Jason's even seen me play it. The music is astounding. Nobuo Uematsu, the guy who composed it all, said it is the greatest music he's ever done in a Final Fantasy game. It goes back to the roots. It's got, black mages, white mages. If you watch the beginning, like one of the opening cinemas of Garnet and Zidane running around the castle, she's wearing a hooded cloak of the white mage. Come on, you don't get references like that anymore to other Final Fantasy games. You look at Final Fantasy games now, I look at Final Fantasy IX, and I'm like, man, where did it go? But the game is, it's just an awesome game. If you haven't played Final Fantasy IX, if I had to, this, you have to play it. You've got to play Final Fantasy IX. It's probably like, this game came out just before PS2 was released too, so it hurt its release. It was so good. I promise you guys, give it a chance, give it a try. I promise the music, the characters are funny, the music, the setting, the storyline, the love between Garnet and Zidane, whatever you want to call him, everything is freaking amazing. I can play this game. I still play this game. I've probably played it 9, 10, 15, I don't know, so many times through. I've done all the side quests. I had the strategy guide. It's torn to shreds and shit because I've read it like 100 times. I still reread the strategy guide, even though I don't need it. I still reread it. I still hold on to that one I got when I got the game. So, Final Fantasy IX, though, guys, my personal number 1 favorite game of all time. It will always be my number 1 favorite game of all time.
My number one is in the same family. Groundbreaking when it came out. It changed the game for RPGs. And that's Final Fantasy VII. I remember seeing the trailers for this again. I put it on pre-order, paid it off early, ran to the mall and picked this up. So many hours wasted on this game. A lot of grinding, got all the specials and all the goodies in it.
Knights of the Round.
Man.
Knights of the Round.
Yes, Knights of the Round.
Gold Chocobo.
Can't go wrong. Cloud, Sephiroth.
Music.
Music. Jesus.
Yeah.
There's just so much in this. If you haven't played it, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Like that seriously is a groundbreaking RPG. That game deserves, like, I know not, I love 9, but that's just because I love 9, but I can acknowledge 7 as probably the grandfather or the father of a lot of RPGs. A lot of RPGs base themselves off of Final Fantasy VII now because how groundbreaking it was at the time. You know, you could argue that, oh, what about Phantasy Star? That killed a character beforehand on Sega Genesis. Yeah, okay, fine. But this is about PlayStation anyways. And most kids recognize PlayStation 1. But anyways, that's beside the point.
It was one of the biggest budgets for an RPG game when it first came out.
And they didn't even know it was going to be as big as it was.
No.
Like, they thought it was going to be a great game, but they didn't know it was going to be as big as it was. But that's our top 5s of each. That's our personal list. You know, it's not top 10 PS1 games. Of course, we will stay tuned though. We're going to have honorable mentions, of course, at the end of this video, just kind of showing you other games that didn't make the cut, but, you know, definitely deserve a nod or an acknowledgement. I don't know how long that list is going to be. It might be 10, it might be 20, it could be even 30 games long. Who knows? But anyways, we appreciate you guys tuning into this. It's kind of a shout out to Metal Jesus and Brit about, you know, what happened to them. You know, we saw that, but anyways, that's beside the point. This is more of just kind of like just showing you guys that it was a good idea. I like the idea of doing top 5s of each system and including a fellow YouTuber in a way. So thank you guys for tuning in. So stay tuned for the honorable mentions, of course, and we will definitely see you guys later in the week.